Have you ever wondered what would happen if a massive volcano erupted in America? We see it in movies, but could it be a reality we're not prepared for? Today, we're diving deep into a question that might keep you up at night. Is America ignoring its next big volcanic eruption? The United States is home to 161 active volcanoes, many of which are considered high threat. We're not just talking about the famous ones like Kilauea in Hawaii or Mount St. Helens in Washington. There are ticking geological time bombs scattered across the country, from the snowy peaks of Alaska to the deserts of California. A major eruption could trigger a cascade of disasters, ash clouds grounding flights nationwide, pyroclastic flows obliterating everything in their path, and long-term climate changes. The economic fallout alone could be catastrophic. So the big question is, are we ready? Let's start in the Pacific Northwest. This region is part of the infamous Ring of Fire and hosts some of the country's most dangerous volcanoes like Mount Rainier, Mount Hood, and of course, Mount St. Helens, which gave us a terrifying preview back in 1980. Mount Rainier, looming over the Seattle-Tacoma area, is a particular concern. It's covered in more ice and snow than all the other Cascade volcanoes combined. If it erupts, it wouldn't just be about lava and ash. The real monster would be the lahars, fast-moving mud flows of melted ice, rock, and debris that could travel at highway speeds, potentially burying entire communities in their path. Scientists at the Cascades Volcano Observatory are working around the clock, using an array of sensors like seismometers, GPS stations, and gas detectors to monitor every tremor and puff of steam. They've developed sophisticated lahar warning systems designed to give communities precious minutes to evacuate. But here's the reality check. Is a few minutes warning enough for hundreds of thousands of people to escape a torrent of superheated mud? Public awareness campaigns and evacuation drills are in place, but participation can be spotty. The challenge isn't just scientific, it's logistical and psychological. Getting people to take a threat they can't see seriously is a constant battle. Now let's head west to a place that might surprise you. Yellowstone. Beneath the stunning geysers and hot springs lies a supervolcano. A super eruption from Yellowstone would be a global-level event, unlike anything modern civilization has ever witnessed. The last one, about 631,000 years ago, ejected over 240 cubic miles of rock and ash into the atmosphere, enough to cover a huge chunk of North America. An eruption of this magnitude today would plunge the world into a volcanic winter, causing crop failures and widespread famine. So how likely is it? From the mainland, let's journey to the Hawaiian Islands. Unlike the explosive volcanoes of the Cascades, Hawaii's volcanoes, like Kilauea and Mauna Loa, are typically less violent. They are shield volcanoes that produce dramatic, but generally slow-moving lava flows. We saw this in 2018 when Kilauea's eruption destroyed over 700 homes. The Hawaiian Volcano Observatory is one of the oldest and most advanced in the world. They have an incredible understanding of these volcanoes and can often predict where and when lava will flow with remarkable accuracy. This gives residents and authorities time to evacuate. However, the 2018 eruption highlighted new challenges. The lava flows were unpredictable at times, and the release of toxic volcanic smog, or VOG, posed a serious health risk. The infrastructure was heavily impacted, and the recovery is still ongoing. It proves that even with the gentler type of volcanism, the disruption to life and property can be immense. Preparedness in Hawaii is a constant state of being, a part of the culture, but every eruption teaches new lessons about the power of nature. So we've seen the different threats from lahars in Washington to supervolcanoes in Wyoming and lava flows in Hawaii. Is the country's overall strategy sufficient? On the scientific front, America is a world leader. The U.S. Geological Survey's Volcano Hazards Program does an excellent job of monitoring and research. They use cutting-edge technology to provide warnings and assess threats. However, a major gap often lies between the scientific warning and the public response. Funding is a perpetual issue. Maintaining and upgrading a nationwide network of sensors is expensive. When budgets are tight, these programs can be at risk, even though they are our first line of defense. Furthermore, preparedness isn't just about government agencies. It's about community resilience. Do you have an emergency kit? Does your family have an evacuation plan? Do local governments have the resources to handle a mass evacuation and shelter thousands of displaced people? For many communities, the answer is a worrying maybe. The 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens was a wake-up call. But as memories fade, so can the sense of urgency. So, is America ignoring its next big eruption? I wouldn't say ignoring. Dedicated scientists are watching, and plans are in place. But are we complacent? Perhaps. The threat feels distant, like something from a disaster movie, not a real-world problem for tomorrow. But these volcanoes operate on geological time, and their next move is a question of when, not if. A major eruption could easily become the costliest natural disaster in U.S. history, impacting everything from air travel to agriculture to the global economy. The key is to bridge the gap between scientific knowledge and public action. We need continued investment in monitoring, more robust public education, and better funded emergency management at local and state levels. It's about building a culture of preparedness, not just reacting when disaster strikes. The earth beneath our feet is alive, and we have to respect its power. Understanding the risks and preparing for them isn't about fear, it's about being smart and resilient. What do you think? Is enough being done in your area? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content that makes you think. Stay safe and stay curious.